Hello, everyone. Can anyone hear me?
Yep.
Hello. I'd like to welcome you all to SyncApp's first ever webinar series for our constant contact to Salesforce integration. First of all, I'd like to thank you for being here with us today and for joining our webinar series. So I'm Joanna and I'll be hosting tonight's webinar. And together with me is our support team and as well as our technical team. If you have any technical questions throughout the demo, please feel free to ask your questions. Also, please be guided that this webinar series is being recorded for marketing purposes. So, first of all, I'd like to welcome you to Cazoomi. SyncApps by Cazoomi is actually an integration framework that allows you to unite your company's data between all of your apps. So, SyncApps is actually an easy way or the easiest way to synchronize your applications without breaking your bank. You can see more of our Cazoomi story in our website. Please be guided that all of the links will be shared in the chat box with all of you. Okay, so integration between Salesforce and Constant Contact is actually very, very simple. With SyncApps, we have a landing page dedicated to the integration itself. You can browse through to the link that I have sent you through the chat box as well. Here, we have deep dive videos wherein you can watch for 3 minutes actually in how to integrate your Salesforce with Constant Contact through SyncApps. Also here, you can see our deep dive video on using the custom fields if you'd like to enable them between your integration using SyncApps. For pricing inquiries between the applications, you can click on the View Pricing page and select on our free, professional, or enterprise plans. So, how does SyncApps work for Salesforce to Constant Contact? It is super easy. Firstly, you will have to create your sync profile. A sync profile is basically SyncApp's term of an integration. So if you have an integration between Salesforce and Constant Contact, we call that a sync profile. Once you have created your sync profile, you will need to enter the Salesforce credentials, which I will guide you very quickly in a few short minutes. So all you have to do is gather the Salesforce credentials together with your Constant Contact credentials and select some add-ons or enable the field mapping and add some filters and segmentations depending on your requirements. Lastly, you would have to schedule your sync for SyncApps to process your integration immediately. You may view our subscriber stories over this button here, which will lead you to a Salesforce to Constant Contact integration with National Association of Corporate Directors. So if you'd like to learn more about the integration and SyncApps, you can always go over our extensive knowledge base and search for ideas and answers that may help you with your integration needs. So if you'd like to sync your applications today, then just click on the Get Started button. You will need to input your email address together with your name, your company, and a password. And SyncApps will email you directly to activate your account with us. So once it's activated, you can go over our SyncApps dashboard or at syncapps.cazoomi.com in order to log in. Now, please be guided that this sync profile, or this SyncApps account rather, is actually already preset so that all of our demo or tour guide right now will be quick and easy for you to remember. So once you're in your dashboard, as a free trial user, you will have access to all of our features for a 2-week period. In case you ever need to extend the trial and you need more time, then you can always ping us at support@cazoomi.com and we would gladly help you extend your SyncApps account. Now, what will you do when you're in your dashboard? All you have to do is go to the sync profiles and create the very first sync profile. So for the purpose of this demo, I'll be selecting our pre-set up sync profile here, which is the contacts integration between our constant contact for Salesforce SyncApps. So firstly, if you have created a sync profile, the first thing you will need is a sync profile name. So it can be any name wherein you can remember the sync profile that you have just created. In our case, we have named it Contact Integration since we will be integrating Salesforce contacts to our constant contact lists. So you can put any name that you like, SF to CC, Salesforce to constant contact, whichever you're very comfortable. Next, you have to select the sync type. So of course, we will be selecting the Salesforce to constant contact integration. Just tap on Next to proceed to step 1. So here, guys, if ever you have questions regarding the step-by-step demo, you can always ask us since our support team is here with me and our team lead as well. So moving on, step 1, all you need to do is input your Salesforce credentials. You will have to gather your Salesforce username together with your password and your security token. If you need help in finding the security token, you can hover over our Sync Note tooltip, the green eye icon on the right side, so that it may lead you to the correct resource on where to find that specific field. Next, we also have the authentication endpoint URL. This is actually optional in case you want to use the government cloud, which is Salesforce's newest feature and is now supported with SyncApps. Next, you'll have to select which object type you would like to sync. So for the purpose of this demo, again, as I have specifically said, we will be selecting the contacts. So we will be integrating the contacts from Salesforce into your constant contact lists. Now, you can stop here with your basic integration and just find out if, if your contacts from Salesforce to constant contact will actually be integrated. But we have additional advanced settings or advanced options for you with our checkboxes here, this part. If you need a more customized requirement in your integration, then we have this enabled or applicable for you. So firstly, I'll just very quickly run through each of the checkboxes here. So if you would not like to sync the contacts, if you just like a one-way sync, if you like rather the campaign metrics in your constant contact to be synced to Salesforce, then all you have to do is check that so that all of the additional checkboxes or additional features will be disabled immediately for you. But in our case, we will be syncing the contacts, so we definitely need to uncheck that. Next, if you'd want to unsubscribe the opted out contacts, in Salesforce. So if you have a Salesforce account or a Salesforce contact rather that has been the status is opted out, then if you'd like to unsubscribe that into your Salesforce, into your constant contact, then definitely check this checkbox here. Thirdly, if you'd like to sync the deleted contacts in Salesforce to constant contact, if you have contacts that aren't working anymore in your Salesforce CRM, we can definitely sync that over to constant contact automatically with SyncApps. Then the next checkbox, if you have converted leads, which has been converted into opportunities in your Salesforce account, if you want to delete those in constant contact, then definitely check that out as well. So lastly, for sync from Salesforce to constant contact, if you'd like to sync, a specific campaign or list members to a constant contact list, then we have this feature for you. All you have to do is select a marketing list mode. We have set here, which you can use Salesforce campaign as list or use Cazoomi's marketing list package. That would depend on your requirement for your integration. Next, you will need to select the specific campaigns to sync. So these are the campaigns over in your Salesforce account. So let me just go through here to my Salesforce, and I would like to sync the contacts in my email campaign, which is testing list creation in constant contact from Salesforce campaign. So I'd like to test this out if this would integrate into my constant contact list. So over at SyncApps, I will have to select that specific campaign. So as you can see here, I have selected the specific active campaign to be synced. Also, please take note that your email campaigns in Salesforce should be marked as active so that SyncApps may actually process and show them up here in your sync profile settings. So that's it for sync from Salesforce to constant contact. We also have here at the bottom, sync from constant contact to Salesforce. I will get through with this once we're done with the original sync, because on the first sync, we'd actually want to see how the Salesforce campaign is actually integrated into constant contact, and then we'll get back here to see if our constant contact settings is also integrated to our Salesforce. So I'll just click on next so I can proceed to step 2. So step 2, connecting to your constant contact has never been easier. All we have to do is select a connect button. So now that I have connected to constant contact, it says disconnect. But in your case, since you will be starting a brand new sync profile, it would say connect, which would redirect you to a constant contact login page. In there, you will have to input your credentials, such as username and password, and allow SyncApps access or grant SyncApps access to your data in constant contact. Next, you would have to select the master list. Now, this one is very, very important. This is essential because the master list will serve as your funnel in your integration between Salesforce and constant contact. This just means that all of your Salesforce contacts will be integrated into this master list in constant contact. Now, if you have already set up a master list in constant contact, then you can head over to constant contact and copy the name of the master list and paste it over here, over the text box field in a master list. If you have not created or set up a master list, SyncApps will automatically do that for you, given that you input a name or a master list name over in this text box field. So, same thing as step 1. Same with the step 1. all of these checkboxes are actually additional settings or additional options for you. So if you'd like to sync the unsubscribed emails, if you don't want to sync that, you can check that here. If you don't want to sync the new contacts from Constant Contact to Salesforce, which is a one-way sync, you can also do that here. If you want to sync all the active contacts and not just those in the specified Constant Contact master list, you can definitely do that over here as well. Just check the checkbox. And if you'd like to sync from specific lists, so this would mean that, let me just show here quickly with you. So if you'd like your Constant Contact metrics to be integrated into specific lists in Salesforce, so all you have to do is select which Constant Contact lists would you like to be integrated over at Salesforce. Lastly, if you'd want to sync the campaign responses or the campaign metrics that you have over in Constant Contact, then you can definitely do that over here. So if you'd like to integrate all of your Constant Contact campaigns, then feel free to do so. And if you'd like to select specific campaigns, you can also select that here. So what I want to do is just to test out the testing Salesforce campaign creation to track metrics. This is the Constant Contact campaign that I would like to sync back to my Salesforce campaign list. So do you guys have any questions in step 2? Okay, I see that you don't have any questions. So moving forward, okay, so on step 3, which is our sync add-ons, step 4, our field mapping, and step 5, our filter and segmentation features, this will be covered on our next webinar series. For now, we will be skipping all of these steps and just go and click save. Okay, so Leia has actually asked, so what version of Salesforce do I need to set up this integration? Now that's a very good question. Well, all you need is actually a professional edition or above that has API enabled account. If you don't have API enabled Salesforce account, you can always ask a Salesforce representative to enable it for you. Okay, so if you guys have any more questions, please feel free to head over the chat box and send us your questions. Now that we have set up our initial integration for Salesforce to Constant Contact, all we need to do is sync now. This would take a few minutes depending on the number of records or contacts that you will be integrating. So in the initial integration, it would take more minutes, more time, so that SyncApps can integrate and process all of your contacts accordingly. Okay, so Darcy has a question. Can you reverse sync from Salesforce to Constant Contact and from Constant Contact to Salesforce? Our team lead, Clint, will be answering that for you. And for your next question, so what happens when someone unsubscribes? So do you mean unsubscribe in Constant Contact, the opted out? It will be, okay, yeah. So it will be automatically um, deleted in your Salesforce if you have the checkbox checked over in step 1. As we go, yeah, okay, so Clint has answered that for you. Okay, so for your questions, our support team will answer that for you through our chat while I go through the demo on our integration between Salesforce and Constant Contact. Okay, now that we have our sync process completed, we can now see our reports. So here you can see all of the updated contacts from Salesforce to Constant Contact and from Constant Contact to Salesforce. We have all the metrics shown you via a pie chart, which will show you updated, the not updated, those who have errors, those who have blank email addresses, and so forth. So we have 3 types of reports. We have the full sync report, if you'd like to check that out. We also have the processed email addresses if you'd like to check those from Salesforce to Constant Contact. And lastly, we have a report from the processed email addresses, which are gathered on your Constant Contact to Salesforce direction. So down here, you can see the sync logs. So all of these are just information, basic information on what reports or what records have actually been integrated between Salesforce and Constant Contact. And you can see the full summary of your SyncApps report over at the bottom of your sync report. So let's check our Salesforce to Constant Contact. After that one, go to your Salesforce. So as you can see, we have campaign members, which are 4. These are all contacts. And over in Constant Contact, let me just log back in here quickly. Apologies for this one. Okay, now that we're back to our Constant Contact, all we have to do is go to our contacts page. And select lists. So we have the on the pre-setup SyncApps integration. We have the test. So we can always go back to our sync profile here and check out the SyncApps integration by clicking edit. And going directly on step 2. So your master list is the lead master list. Check that here. And now we have created the lead master list for you with the following contacts from Salesforce. So we have the one-way setup already in place. Now, what if we want to connect the campaign responses that we have over in Constant Contact back to your Salesforce contacts. All you have to do is go to step 1 and sync from Constant Contact to Salesforce. Now, this is what we have missed earlier as I skipped this, but now, as I promised, we are going back to it just to see the basic integration between the two applications. So these as well are also advanced settings, advanced options for you if you'd like to have a new subscriber object type. Now, if someone subscribes in Constant Contact in your newsletters, which will be automatically added to Constant Contact, you can create a contact or a lead in Salesforce using this drop down here. If you do not want to create a new account if contact's company name cannot be found in Salesforce, you can also check the checkbox here. Next, the two other options, which is using unknown as first and last name, if those are blank, are very helpful if you have landing pages that only ask for the email address. So if you have contacts that have blank first names and last names, then this would definitely be of use for you. Next, if you'd like to sync the campaign responses, these are for your event spot marketing over in Constant Contact. If you'd like to sync back the campaign metrics that you have over in Constant Contact going back to your Salesforce, then you definitely have to check this out. Firstly, you would have to create the response sync mode. So in our case, we'd like to create a Salesforce campaign. SyncApps will automatically create a Salesforce campaign for you. If you'd like to create an activity or a Salesforce campaign plus activity, we all have these different options in the drop-down menu on this text box field. Now, all you have to do is set up the campaign metrics in your Salesforce account. Please make sure that you check your Salesforce layouts and add the fields accordingly so that SyncApps can automatically integrate and populate the fields in your Salesforce campaigns. So for more information about the setup, you can always have check the pop-up that we have on how to set up the opens, clicks, and other campaign metrics that you might want to be integrated into your Salesforce account. For more information on the campaign responses, Clint and our support team will be glad to help you out using our chat box. So now that we have set up Constant Contact to Salesforce, we'll just have to click Save. Okay, so in any case that you have edited and updated the settings or changed some settings in your original sync profile or integration, please be minded that you will have to click or select the reset sync process. This is so that SyncApps will automatically process all of your data so that you will not lose your previous settings in your sync profile. So let's reset our sync process. And our reset has been successful. So after resetting your sync process, you will have to select Sync Now so that SyncApps will integrate your data between Salesforce to Constant Contact and Constant Contact to Salesforce. So again, this may take a few minutes of your time depending on the records that you might have. So all of the questions in our chat box, Clint has been the one answering those for you. And if you have any further questions, please feel free to do so over in our chat box. So the sync process is now completed, and then we can go move to the reports again. So same thing in your original sync integration. On your previous integration, you can see the reports, sync report, the processed email addresses from Salesforce to Constant Contact, and the processed email addresses from Constant Contact to Salesforce. We will also show you the sync logs for all of your integration settings that you have created over in your sync profile. As you can see over at the sync logs, there's an information here that only 100 records are to be fetched for free trial users. If you want to sync unlimited number of records, please go and upgrade your plan to our free, professional, or enterprise plans accordingly to your requirements. So lastly, here you can see the summary of your sync profile, and you're all done. So SyncApps will automatically sync your integration or your data from Salesforce to Constant Contact depending on the sync scheduling. For free trial, we have daily intervals. Free plan, daily intervals as well. Professional, we can sync to 6, 12, or 24 hour. And our enterprise plan, real-time syncing is available for you. So, do you still have any further questions or any further clarifications with regards to SyncApps for your integration between Salesforce and Constant Contact? Okay, I see that none already has any questions, and I believe that we have covered everything for the basic setup integration between Salesforce and Constant Contact. If you have further questions, please feel free to message us at support@cazoomi.com, and any of our sales engineers would be glad to help you out with that. Also, if you'd like to join our upcoming webinars on deep dive for add-ons, field mapping, and filter and segmentation, please be updated and keep in contact for our upcoming webinars throughout every week. So Monica and Christy has questions. Could we see the integration live in Constant Contact? Now we have a 30-minute dedicated phone call if you'd like a full setup with a sales engineer in SyncApps. So you can always book us at Cazoomi.com/services. So for any further questions, Clint will be the one to answer them. And I look forward to being with you in our future webinars. And we thank you. On behalf of SyncApps by Cazoomi, we humbly thank you for joining us in our very first webinar series. And thank you for being with us as we will be posting this webinar series in our blog within this week. So again, if you have further questions, please feel free to shoot us a message at support@cazoomi.com. So for further questions, Clint will take it from here. And this is Joanna again. And I thank you for joining me on this webinar series, and see you all next time.